Let's head over to Washington, where their senior economist, Nicolas Veron, is there. He joins me now. Thanks so much for joining us. Eurobond is almost a catch-all term because there are a number of different options in the whole spectrum. At yesterday's meeting, it didn't seem like any of those were going to appeal right now to the two leaders.
Well, I think the two leaders sent confusing signals. They said about three things. One is we don't want to discuss this now because the time is not right. Another is we'll get there, but we need to do other things first. And yet another is we'll never get there because it's a bad idea. And I think they sent all three signals, which are obviously self-contradictory, which probably adds a bit to market confusion.
Indeed. In your view, then, what would need to happen first before we get to a situation where Eurobonds would work?
As you mentioned, Eurobond is a catch-all term for actually a wide range of solutions. In a way, the bonds that are issued by the European Financial Stabilization Facility, the EFSF, and it has already issued a couple of billions of such bonds, you could call that Eurobonds. I think at this point of the debate, investors mean Eurobond as code word for a joint and several guarantee of joint issuance of debt by Eurozone countries, and this is not the case for the EFSF. So this is the core of the debate right now. But what this doesn't determine necessarily is how much Eurobond is issued compared to national bond issuance. You referred to the proposal by my colleagues at Bruegel, Jacques Delplat and Jacob van Weizsäcker, of a blue bond, red bond proposal. This suggests that the Eurobond would be capped at 60% of GDP, but there are other possible options. There is a lot of technical debate to be had before this can be decided, and also a lot of political debate, because one thing that Sarkozy and Merkel have rightly understood is that it's not just about debt. It's about political integration, it's about the way decisions are made, it's about joint political accountability in the Eurozone, so it's a bigger political debate than just a technical solution for borrowing.
Indeed. And do you see any time frame for this that can be put in place? I mean, how long is it actually going to take before perhaps Germany finds that it's forced into some kind of a Eurobond situation?
Well, even supposing there is no political obstruction and leaders are genuinely ready to enter this debate, which is not the signals they have given yesterday, but if you make this assumption, I think it would take a long time to sort out all the technical and political dimensions of this. So typically, 1 year, 2 years, something like that in practice. In the meantime, the ECB has enough financial heft to sort of, give the interim funding necessary if things don't get out of control in terms of the economic situation, but that's the order of magnitude. Obviously, markets at this point are not going to wait 2 years before they make a decision on where they want to go. So the leaders have to give clear signals, if not of the end solution, at least on the process that they want to use to have this necessary deliberation of all the dimensions of the issue.
Now, they also announced a financial transaction tax. Is that something that's going to hit smaller countries harder than the bigger ones?
Well, as you know, tax issues in the European Union are decided by unanimity, and there is, I think, room for healthy skepticism that unanimity will be found on this proposal. So what they said is they will propose this to their EU partners. We know that a number of European Union countries are not enthusiastic about this. So I would be very cautious. There are a lot of difficult technical issues with this idea of financial transaction tax. I think we're far from having really joined a proposal here.
Okay, thank you very much indeed for joining us.